I'd like to call the Lakeville Master Plan Implementation Committee to order. LakeCAM is recording the meeting. I'd like to take attendance. Rodney Dixon.
Joseph Chamberlain.
Rita Garbutt.
Denise Barbuto.
Okay, thank you so much. We're waiting on one member to join us, but we will begin. I'd like to all rise, face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have 7 agenda items this evening. Agenda item number 2 is review and possible vote to approve the meeting minutes for March 18th. Have we had the opportunity to review those meeting minutes?
Motion, I'll move to approve the meeting minutes for March 18th, 2025.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item, update on the ADA grant for sidewalks at Assawamsett Elementary School. Unfortunately, the town administrator is not available this evening, but
He gave
Member
me the
Garbutt
update.
has an update.
He said for the ADA grant, we will be applying for a few small projects this year and will be definitely applying for the sidewalks next year. Our grant writer mentioned that this grant generally likes to see matching funds and we currently do not have any allocated for this. I would like to allocate a level of funding next grant cycle to make it competitive. And then let him know if we have any questions.
Fantastic. Do we have any questions?
I have a question. I thought that this had already been in the works.
Right,
What happened?
Ari had said it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it didn't get approved. I didn't realize it had to be matching funds,
Who were the
and it's quite
previous,
expensive.
who were the previous
Yeah.
people that used to match the funds?
On the ADA grant, I didn't know, I've been out of it for a few years. So I didn't realize we needed matching funds.
Sorry.
I thought it was 250,000.
I knew
For the
it was a
sidewalk.
big amount of money
Yes.
for.
That amount sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think that's what's on the chart, actually, Joe, if you look at it.
Is that?
Welcome, Jack. We're just on agenda item number 3, the update on the ADA grants for sidewalks at Assawamsett Elementary School. And Rita just updated us. Andrew Sukforth was not available to join us this evening and pass the update along. Do you have any questions for Rita to pass along to the town administrator?
Nope.
What was Rita's crib notes to us?
Sorry?
What were your crib notes?
That they'll definitely be applying for the sidewalks at Assawamsett next year. Our grant writer mentioned that this grant generally likes to see matching funds and we currently do not have any allocated for this. He wants to allocate a level of funding next grant cycle to make it competitive.
Okay.
Do you have any questions or comments, Jack?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Next agenda item, review and discuss a special town meeting and annual town meeting warrants for June 9th, 2025.
If I may, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
There really isn't anything on the special, but I thought everyone would want to see it. But I think there's only one article,
2.
two. The typical, balancing out the budget for the year was Article 2. And then, transfer of retained earnings for the transfer station for 83,000.
correct. So on Article 1, there are 3 line items.
Yeah, housekeeping items.
Housekeeping
We
items.
used to call it.
What's that?
housekeeping.
Yes, housekeeping items,
Bills
correct.
that came after June 30th, so they wanna, pay them.
So for those at home are interested, the three line items for the transfer station totaling $83,451 is a compactor with equipment for $32,000, an LED light replacement for $12,000, and facility repairs for $39,451. Article two, with apologies. There are 5 line items. One for the select board for Taunton Municipal Lighting Plant for $9,955.82. Line item 2 for the Cemetery Commission, vendor Gonzalves Mowing for $125. Line item 3 for the police, vendor is Greco Ford, or is it Greco? For $180. Line item 4 for the Parks Department for analytical balance for $40. And line item 5 for the Parks Department again, for Cape Cod aggregates for $467 for a total of $10,767.82. Any questions about the special? Okay, moving on to the annual town meeting. There are 16 articles. Rita, would you like to address one or more of the articles?
I think the one that I thought this, committee would be interested in is the accessory apartment,
Okay, what article number, please?
14.
Okay,
They want to, delete the entire section. And Article 13, I'm sorry, is, to add a new, zoning bylaw for accessory dwellings. So that must be why they're deleting the one that there's now.
understood.
And I thought there was something about, what do we call
Additional dwelling units, what?
yes,
ADUs?
ADUs. I think that what they were amending. Oh, and they are, Article 15, site plan review. They're adding or replacing applicability requirements.
Okay. We have including a list of activities not subject to the site plan review, adding a statement of proposed use, and updating various administrative procedures regarding the submittal process with additions shown below in bold and deletions shown in bold and strike through. Okay.
Now, do you see where the ADU is on here? Anywhere, Joe?
13.
Oh, yeah.
Rita,
Yes,
Article 14 is deleted, is replaced by,
13.
okay,
That's how I
Yep.
understand it to be.
So I think procedural, we have to do one first and then the other, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
In order. So under Article 15, with regards to the ADU, it is, C as in Charlie, applicability. Site plan review applies to the following. There are 8 items. The ADU is for, let me see, new construction of a single accessory dwelling unit. C7. Any discussion or comment?
You may want to consider.
Sorry?
You may want to consider, inviting Michelle to the next meeting, because, we're deeply involved with ADU, and she can give you a very precise,
I don't think we'll meet again
We're not
before
gonna
June
meet
9th.
prior to
Yeah,
June 9th.
Yeah,
yeah.
Would you like to add anything to that?
Why
or
are
expand?
we amending it?
No, not without any real clarity I think Michelle is a better one to speak to that, but,
Okay.
I mean, I could have her send you something if you like.
Just the opportunity here at the meeting, if you felt comfortable, opining about it, that's fine. If not, that's okay too. So the actual Article 15 was what Rita said about the applicability requirements, including a list of activities not subject to site plan review, adding a statement of proposed use, and updating various, again, administrative procedures like I spoke to earlier. This is online too, correct? Rita? This is online with the town? The article, on the town website, do we know?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah. So if people viewing this are interested and they want to read it for themselves, they can go on Lakeville,
www.lakevillema.org.
All right, thank you so much. All right. Any comments, concerns, questions? Okay,
I'm sure they'll explain, the select board will explain why we needed to amend the ADU.
so we can change the definition. To make it legal, right?
I'm not sure why.
Oh, okay.
well, Article 15 is proposed by the planning board.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
I
I'm-
would say
I'm
the
sorry.
planning, no, it's all good.
I
think the-
looked at 16. I thought it went
Was I
on.
looking at, no, yeah, 15 is the planning board,
Yes, so
so,
they'll explain it.
okay, we
Yeah,
appreciate that.
they'll be there. Michelle will be the one who will explain it.
Okay. Appreciate that very much. Okay. All righty, next item is discuss changing Tuesday meeting dates starting in July of 2025. The reason was this room was not available
The selectmen are gonna
because the
start
selectmen have changed their meetings
2 Mondays and starting in July.
starting in July.
Oh, no, they're changing to Tuesdays. They
To
meet Mondays
Tuesdays
now.
from Monday, correct?
They're meeting on Tuesdays?
Yes,
Correct.
instead
They're
of
going
Mondays.
to change to
They're going to
Tuesdays.
change to Tuesdays beginning July of 2025.
What hours?
I imagine the same hours,
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
They're usually at
because
6.
Concom meets on Tuesdays,
I was just gonna
right?
say, we meet second and fourth at 6:30. Hopefully they'll be done by then.
Their meetings are pretty long.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
they'll start, what, 11 o'clock in the morning or something like
No,
that?
they start at like 5:30.
Yeah, 5:36. We've had to go to several of them. but they're
Yeah, I
long-
would,
long.
if I were a betting man and I'm not comfortable that they would be done.
I doubt they would be. Seems to me that most of their meetings have been running quite long.
4 hours.
3-4 hours, correct, so.
And I
that
would
brings
say,
us-
hopefully they coordinate with Concom on the Tuesdays, second and fourth, so maybe they'll meet the first and third.
Okay, who's the head of putting
Maureen,
this together? Scheduling the rooms?
I call for
Rita.
master plan.
Rita?
Um,
No.
so
Well, for this
I
committee,
Yeah, for
for
this
this,
committee,
I
for
think
this
Tracy
committee,
calls for
Rita.
select board,
correct.
but I set it up with Kristen at the police department.
okay.
I mean, each council, group coordinates their own times and dates.
There's
No.
no overall chief of coordination?
I've never seen any, heard about it.
Not that I know
There's
of.
no calendar administrator.
Well, for this one room, which is for a big meeting, you would think there would be one person. that
Well,
would be-
they would be here, correct, the police?
Well, Kristen has the calendar
So Kristen is the
online
person who's got
that
the
people
calendar.
can
okay.
double check, when the meeting room is used.
And she's the one to book the room when requested, if available?
Yes,
Then we
but
can
each
just-
committee request.
Yeah.
Is that public knowledge, that calendar? Maybe we could take a look at it at some point and,
I mean,
I think on the police,
the town
Department
calendar.
website.
okay, we'll check
And
it
the
out.
town calendar's right there on
On
the
the-
site.
It is.
but then
okay.
you have to go to each agenda
Says
to
town
see where
calendar.
the meeting's held. On the town calendar. But she has another calendar for the police department.
Yeah, I think if we could get a hold of that one, that would be if we want to continue our meetings here. If we did not have them here and we wanted to keep the same night, where would we go?
Library.
Library or senior center.
Okay,
I would say that our meetings, which are not that frequent and don't draw an overflow crowd, you could do with a smaller room.
we could.
The trouble with trying to plan for a conservation commission meeting is you might get 3 people, you might get 30 people.
Right.
Right. Agreed.
Well, my thought, if I may, Mr. Chair, is Mondays, since that's, I don't know of many committees other than the Board of Select Board that meet on Mondays. And Patrick did let me know that, he wasn't able to make it tonight, that, Tuesday evenings are good, as are Mondays, Wednesdays, and most Thursdays. So,
Isn't one of the discerning factors LakeCAM? Because if, let's say you can come to my house, I have a big house, come to my house. Well, haul the LakeCAM over to my house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's welcome to do that, but
Right.
somebody's house, Harry's Bar and Grill, but
So
That's
would we
the
want to
problem.
reach out to Jose about LakeCAM coverage with a change in, day and venue?
well, does Mondays work for everybody?
Great
Sure.
question. Yes.
yes.
I suppose, yeah.
So I'll call Jose.
Yeah. And do we want to question Patrick also, just so we have concurrence? He does say Mondays, Tuesday, just verify
Yeah,
it.
he
or
said
put it in
Mondays.
writing? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Good,
Okay, that's verified. So Mondays,
unless Wednesdays are better for people.
Monday works. Monday works.
Monday.
I just
Thursday.
assumed.
I can't do Thursday because
Yeah,
Planning
planning
board.
board,
Right.
right.
so time. We still like
6.
6
Same.
o'clock.
6.
6 works.
Yeah.
No later.
Well, no, we have efficient meetings also,
I mean-
which is good. So we don't have 4-hour meetings, which is a blessing. Okay. So it's
I
gonna
think I
be,
would get hold of my chair and ask about what she knows about this situation, because, I'm just doing some stuff this morning over at the headquarters there, the old library, and we got a lot of stuff. I mean, our
This time of year, aren't you really
well, it's-
busy?
Yeah, it's very busy, but it's pretty much busy all the time. And we generally do need a larger room. Because,
For sure.
yeah, between, at any given time, we have 6 or 7 or 8 developments
This-
going, and
Does Concom,
that's a lot of neighbors.
And ZBA typically always meets at the library, and I can't remember what
Yeah.
night is it Wednesday nights they meet?
no, we met, this is Tuesday, we met Monday. We met,
But that was the public hearing, right?
yeah, that was public hearing.
Maybe, because I don't think they usually meet on Monday. I could be wrong. I thought it was Wednesdays, but they need a big meeting room, for sure,
Yeah.
because the special permits usually bring out neighbors and,
Well, we got hung up on LeBaron Hills again in the water. Because Mohammed said he would not go forward with phase 5 until the town had agreed to the water situation.
increase the allocation because of the
Well,
new
right now,
apartments.
we're being charged $10 per whatever, as opposed to people that are like yourselves that live outside of LeBaron Hills get charged 6. And we try to get them to change it, to put meters on the buildings. Taunton won't do it, basically.
Well, there's a one master meter. From my understanding, there's a master meter.
Yes.
And then LeBaron adds a surcharge onto it to each of the homeowners.
Not that I know,
Taunton charges 10?
it charges 10.
Oh,
It charges you folks 6. Because that's what they were said.
okay.
And I don't know why the meeting went to the zoning board, because he says it's out of our purview, but we'll be glad to send a letter to Taunton to see if they'll change. But we've done this even when I first came 5 years ago to LeBaron, we tried to do it and Taunton said, nope. And,
Do they have to increase the allocation, with phase 5? Because they'll need more water, right?
they would,
But
they have the water.
They have it,
They already
okay.
have the water.
Yeah,
And it's not a recirculating system, it's a dead-end system, which then brings up concern to use the water, how pure is the water and all this and that. And most homes have a filtration system, either in the refrigerator or on the sink, whatever, something like that. So that could offset it. But the people get up there and some of the people are very knowledgeable about this stuff. But I don't see where we can go anywhere, because towns are gonna take, basically it's our way or the highway.
All right. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. All right, so since we decided on Mondays at 6, we need to
starting in July.
starting in July, seeing that the town meeting is June 9th, do we want to reconvene after town meeting and before July? Or just wait until July?
You think we have
I
anything
think our
significant to
next
discuss?
item is really to meet with the planning board, you know, because the open space residential
Right.
permit
Yes.
isn't on, you know, and that's been a priority for our committee.
And,
Yeah.
you know, we continue to have people come in, we have to go through the setbacks and all of this, and, you know, common areas and all this, so it's a continuing issue almost all the time, as it was with Twin Boys up here. So I think to get a very definitive, accurate assessment of where we are, you should talk to Michelle.
So
When
invite,
should we talk to Michelle? June or July?
I do it in June. You know, I do it in June, yes. I do it
so with,
as soon as you can, so,
Well, I don't want to take away from the preparation for the town meeting. So seeing that today is, you know, we're the middle of May. Actually, past the middle of May.
That's the middle of May, yeah.
We're only looking at basically a couple of weeks before town meeting.
so either June 17th or the 24th?
I'm gonna be gone the 24th.
Is everyone available on the 17th?
sure.
I am.
Yes,
I am too.
June 17th?
Does that work?
yep.
Okay. For 6 PM at the Lakeville Police Department?
Yeah.
And then,
How do you want to handle that with her? You want me to make contact with her, or you gonna do it, Whitney?
Oh, I can email her to
yeah,
see. If she's
yeah.
not available, do we want to go out, to July? Because Denise isn't available.
So then we'd be on Mondays for us
Yes.
in July. Not the 7th, because that's right
Right.
after the 4th of July weekend.
July 14th,
I am on vacation,
so July 21st.
but you don't need me here if I'm the only one not here. Correct, is that correct? We could have a meeting without the
Yeah,
chair?
but
You're smiling at
It's
me.
gonna be really tough to do that, but
It's-
We would
it's-
miss you.
holy mackerel.
You complete me. All right, so the 21st or the 28th?
So Rita, you'll send out an email to confirm which date? Or are we gonna just keep both on the books?
Predicated on what she's willing to do,
Okay.
isn't it? She's
And
a-
if it's July, then we won't meet in June, because there's really nothing at this point.
Yeah, I don't foresee,
She's really good. She's quite flexible.
Okay,
so do you want to shoot for June? With the planning?
First.
And
Yeah.
invite the planning board, and if not available, then we would reschedule to July?
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
And we're still talking June 17th.
yes.
Correct.
But
With-
then in July, we have to go to Mondays.
Yeah, and I just don't, I mean, that's just my own personal opinion about that long weekend. I don't want to put any pressure on anybody if they got plans to go away for the 4th of July.
Yeah,
Love this committee, I just don't know if people would want to come here after.
and either they're gonna
long
take the
weekend.
first week of July off to go in with the 4th, or leave on Friday, and take the following week off. Those are big vacation weeks.
Yeah. And again, although I'm on vacation the week of the 14th, and maybe the week of the 20th, I can make it a point if I'm here in the state to, if needed, make it, if it works for everyone, for the 14th or the 21st. If the majority is one day or the other, I can see if I can change my schedule, but if unable, I think if the majority is available, then they should meet. Again, this is all predicated on if we have to do the July, because I don't know, after we meet with the planning board, if we meet in June, do we want to reconvene in July or give it a little bit of time?
If we meet in June, yeah,
Like, so say
maybe.
we meet in June with the planning board,
Mhm.
is there any reason to meet in July?
I don't think so.
No, wouldn't, I mean,
Okay. If we don't meet in June, then we could meet in
Then we
July.
can
Yeah.
meet in July.
yeah,
Perfect.
But after the holiday weekend.
Correct. Just my opinion, if
Yeah.
everyone's okay with that. yeah.
That's
Mhm.
agreeable.
Okay. Very good.
Wait a minute, after the holiday, you mean after the 4th of July?
After the 4th.
I
Because
thought
the
we had
4th is
said
on a
that-
Friday.
Right, but we said July 21st,
If
because
needed,
you're away on the 14th.
potentially, yeah. I'm on vacation, so.
If we don't meet in June, then we'll meet in July
Yes.
after
Right.
the 4th, on
Correct.
the 21st.
That's correct. So we want to put it for the 21st then?
Yes,
All right. This is
give her
good.
those two options.
Monday, the 21st.
Correct.
And, you know, there's other priorities for the planning board. We can go over all of where the planning board stands.
Yep.
So we got, assuming we're going to meet on June 17th,
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
and we're still gonna have a July meeting.
I don't think we need
No.
the July
Not if
meeting.
we
No, we
meet-
do
Meet in
it.
June.
Not
One or
if
the
we
other.
meet in
If
June.
one or the other.
Yeah, one or
Right.
the other.
And then at the June, we can schedule, I'm gonna say for probably August,
Yeah,
Okay.
if everyone is amenable. Okay, all right.
And I always say that I will be available, but all that comment is always subject to doctors.
Right.
Or dentists.
Yep, understood. Okay. Is there any other business that may properly come before the meeting? Okay, hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded
Meeting
it?
adjourned?
Mhm.
I think Jack seconded, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Rita, for your work.
Oh,
Very much. LakeCAM, thank you. Gave you some time back in your day.